Chapter 391. Zhang Xiaolong from your police bureau is a good comrade. Finally, several main leaders of the Anyang prefecture reached a consensus that they should seek help from the military sub-district. The task of coordinating this matter with the military sub-district naturally fell upon Li Weimin. As the secretary of the Political and Legal Affairs Commission of Anyang Prefecture and the director of the Prefecture Police Bureau, Li Weimin was both a key regional leader and the top official responsible for police affairs. His status was the most appropriate. If he didn't step forward, who would? Since accepting this mission, Li Weimin had been feeling extremely apprehensive. After all, dealing with the military sub-district was no easy feat. The military sub-district belonged to the military system, which operated on a completely parallel line from the local government. The prefecture had no authority over the military sub-district. In times of need, they could only request assistance. They could not force the military to act. Li Weimin had expected this matter to be very difficult, but to his surprise, Commander Qin of the military sub-district agreed immediately. Not only did he not make any excuses, but he also warmly invited them to have lunch together. This gave Li Weimin a strange sense of self-importance. What others saw as an insurmountable challenge was a piece of cake for him. There was no difficulty at all. But now, hearing Qin Jingyang say he wanted to thank the Prefecture Police Bureau made Li Weimin feel uneasy. As the director of the Prefecture Police Bureau, he might overlook small matters, but he would certainly be informed of major ones. Since it was enough to make Commander Qin of the military sub-district thank him in person, it definitely wasn't a small matter. However, why hadn't Li Weimin heard even a whisper of this? Haha, Director Li is a busy man. It's normal not to have heard of it. Come, the food is served. Let's get ready to eat. Qin Jingyang continued to speak in riddles. With Director Li visiting today, we in the military sub-district don't have any fine wine or delicacies to serve. It's just some home-cooked dishes. I hope Director Li doesn't mind. There were no meat dishes on the table. Just as he said, it was all ordinary home-cooked vegetables and a few plates of scrambled eggs. In the current period, this was already considered quite good. Commander Qin is too modest. These dishes are much better than those in our cafeteria. Since Qin Jingyang didn't reveal the details, Li Weimin didn't find it appropriate to press further and simply follow the topic. The 7 or 8 people at the table began to eat and chat, and the atmosphere was quite lively. After a few rounds of drinks and halfway through the meal, Qin Jingyang suddenly said, "Director Li, I heard there's a very impressive young comrade in your police force." "Oh, Commander Qin is busy with daily affairs, yet you still find time to pay attention to the comrades in our bureau. It seems this comrade is lucky to have earned your appreciation." In such a setting, exchanging pleasantries and praising the other party was par for the course. Li Weimin didn't really take it to heart, nor did he truly believe someone in his bureau could have caught Commander Qin's eye. "Director Li, you mustn't say that. I heard this young comrade is very capable and a rare talent. Unfortunately, I can only watch with envy. I wonder who this young comrade Commander Qin is referring to." "Hiss, Director Li, do you mean to say you don't know Comrade Zhang Xiaolong?" This time, it was Qin Jingyang's turn to be surprised. Zhang Xiaolong? Who is he? I don't believe I've heard of such a comrade in our Prefecture Police Bureau. Old Qian, old Xiao. Have either of you heard of him?" Li Weimin suddenly felt the atmosphere turn a bit awkward. The leaders of the military sub-district knew there was a highly capable comrade within the police system. Yet by comparison, he, the director of the police bureau, was completely in the dark. This was too embarrassing. He had no choice but to ask his 2 subordinates for help. Qian Sudong, the executive deputy director of the Anyang Prefecture Police Bureau, and Xiao Shuafei, who was in charge of criminal investigation, were accompanying him on this visit to the military sub-district. They were also wearing expressions of bewilderment, wondering how Commander Qin knew about Zhang Xiaolong. Neither of them had a good impression of Zhang Xiaolong. Xiao Shuafei, in particular, had suffered a great loss at Zhang Xiaolong's hands. Not only did everyone in the Anping County Police Bureau system know about Xiao Shuafei's broken promise, But many well-informed people in the Prefecture Police Bureau had also heard about it, and the story had slowly spread. This led many colleagues to discuss the matter behind his back, and some even pointed fingers at him. Xiao Shuefei could clearly feel that colleagues who were originally very polite now looked at him differently, even intentionally avoiding him to escape having to greet him. This made Xiao Shuefei hate Zhang Xiaolong even more, and he gritted his teeth, wanted to make life difficult for Zhang Xiaolong. Recently, Liu Xiangdong, the director of the Anping County Police Bureau, had submitted several reports requesting to raise the administrative rank of the Forest Public Security Joint Defense Brigade by half a level. If that happened, the Forest Public Security Joint Defense Brigade would become a deputy section-level department, and Zhang Xiaolong would indirectly benefit, jumping from a section-level leader directly to a deputy section-level cadre. Xiao Shuefei was determined to prevent this at all costs. Thus, he interfered and successfully got Qian Sudong to veto the application. Bureau Chiefly, I have indeed heard of this Zhang Xiaolong, but Xiao Shuefei was the first to snap back to his senses. He deliberately spoke only half a sentence, then put on a look of difficulty and stopped talking. Old Xiao, feel free to speak. Commander Qin is not an outsider. Li Weimin suddenly felt something was wrong. Could it be that this Zhang Xiaolong had some sort of bad record? But since the conversation had reached this point, he couldn't very well tell old Xiao to remain silent. He believed that after being a deputy director for so many years, old Xiao should know what was appropriate to say and what wasn't. Director. Actually, Zhang Xiaolong only has an elementary school education. He has no real skills and only knows how to hunt. I believe Liu Xiangdong and the others have poor judgment. They shouldn't have let such an uneducated person sneak into our police ranks. Xiao Shuefei didn't mention a single one of Zhang Xiaolong's achievements, giving him a total dismissal. He was simply relying on the fact that Li Weimin was usually busy and hadn't heard about the events in Anping County. With the intentional concealment by Xiao Shuefei and Qian Sudong, Li Weimin knew nothing at all about Zhang Xiaolong. As for the people in the military subdistrict, they were busy with training all day and were even less likely to know the details of Zhang Xiaolong's situation. Therefore, Xiao Shuefei was lying through his teeth, not thinking for a moment that anyone could expose him. Sure enough, under his provocation, Li Weimin's brow furrowed slightly. However, his dissatisfaction was not directed at Liu Xiangdong or anyone in the Anping County Police Bureau, or even Zhang Xiaolong. Rather, he was particularly dissatisfied with Xiao Shuefei, who didn't know when to speak and when to stay silent. Chapter 392. Our military subdistrict lacks good comrades, like Zhang Xiaolong the most. Li Weimin looked at Xiao Shuefei with dissatisfaction. He had only let him continue speaking just now due to the pressure of the situation, not because he actually wanted him to spout nonsense. Taiwan novel website offers a great experience. twkin.com is awesome. He hadn't expected this Xiao Shuefei to be as stupid as a pig, actually saying everything. How could he have no sense of observation at all? Belittling your own comrade in front of the leaders of the military subdistrict, isn't that just making yourself a laughingstock? Just as Li Weimin was extremely dissatisfied with Xiao Shuefei, no one noticed that the expressions of several comrades from the military subdistrict were looking a bit unpleasant. The expression on Qin Jingyang, the commander of the military subdistrict, which had been full of smiles just a moment ago, instantly became somewhat strained. But he held back and did not lash out on the spot. It made sense. Never mind Qin Jingyang being angry. As a member of the military subdistrict, who wouldn't be angry hearing Xiao Shuefei's words? Our commander Qin just said Comrade Zhang Xiaolong is very good, and you, this deputy director, immediately slap our commander's face. By doing this, do you have any manners? Furthermore, Comrade Zhang Xiaolong from your police bureau, someone who is nothing in your words, was able to enter the deep mountains alone and rescue the comrades of our guard regiment regardless of his own life. Then isn't your subtext saying, The comrades of our military subdistrict's guard regiment are nothing, and even worse than your police bureau. Qin Jingyang not only held himself back, but also glared at Zhao Yedong, timely stopping him who was about to explode. Zhao Yedong suppressed his anger, not daring to lash out. He lowered his head, picked up his wine glass, and drained the wine in it in one gulp. He had a deep understanding of Comrade Zhang Xiaolong, and could be said to know the contributions this young man had made very well. How could he be as worthless as that man's surname Xiao described? Unfortunately, the commander wouldn't let him lash out. As a soldier, Zhao Yedong could only keep his mouth shut and swallow his anger. In that brief moment, the atmosphere had already undergone an extremely subtle change. Unfortunately, these few people from the Prefecture Police Bureau were still unaware, still immersed in the joy that the matter had been accomplished unexpectedly. Ahem, Deputy Director Xiao, surely you must be mistaken. Only Li Weimin was an exception. He still felt something was wrong, and felt that no matter what, he couldn't disparage his own comrade on such an important occasion. Therefore, Li Weimin rarely changed his way of addressing Qiao Xuefei. Qiao Xuefei certainly noticed this subtle change, but regarding Zhang Xiaolong, he was determined to belittle him to the end no matter what. Director Li, everything I just said is absolutely true. This Zhang Xiaolong only sneaked into the Anping County Police Bureau at the beginning of the year as a reserve police officer. We still don't know if this procedure was reasonable or not. In just a few short months after that, Zhang Xiaolong transformed and became a formal criminal police officer, and then he was promoted to be the brigade leader of the Forest Public Security Joint Defense Brigade. This is already considered continuous leapfrog promotion. But Liu Xiangdong still wasn't satisfied. A few days ago, he even submitted several reports in a row to promote Zhang Xiaolong to Deputy Section Chief. Director Qian and I couldn't stand it, so we rejected it. Qiao Xuefei spoke incessantly. Everyone present fell into a deathly silence. Qin Jingyang listened to Qiao Xuefei's narration, but his eyes were fixed on Zhao Yedong. He saw that his subordinate was on the verge of a violent outburst, clearly knowing some inside information and holding a strong disagreement with this Director Qiao's words. Zhao Yedong's face turned beet red, feeling like he was about to explode. At this time, he saw the commander glance at him and nod almost imperceptibly. He had been with the commander for many years, so how could he not know what the commander meant? This was Commander Qin allowing him to lash out. Zhao Yedong was overjoyed. He immediately stopped restraining himself, slammed the table, and stood up. With a loud bang, the cups and plates on the table jumped, making a chaotic noise. Obviously, this palm strike was very forceful and very satisfying. Qiao Xuefei was startled by this sudden change, shrinking his neck and shuddering all over. This comrade, what do you mean by this? Why did you slam the table while I was speaking? Zhao Yedong laughed out of extreme anger and pointed at Qiao Xuefei's nose, rebuking him. You surnamed Qiao, you're full of nonsense. If I weren't a soldier, that slap just now wouldn't have landed on the table. Humph! He gave a heavy snort, staring angrily at Qiao Xuefei, wishing he could treat him as the table and give him a few slaps. How could Qiao Xuefei not understand the meaning of these words? But he was the deputy director of the Anyang Prefecture Police Bureau, a person of status and position. When had he ever been threatened like this? Make yourself clear. When was I talking nonsense? Your Commander Qin is right here. If you can't give a good reason, I will sue you for slandering my reputation. Director Qiao, please rest assured. If Regiment Commander Zhao says anything to slander you, you won't need to say another word. I, Qin Jingyang, will be the first one not to let him off. Qin Jingyang knew his subordinate. He was definitely not the type to spout nonsense. Therefore, he immediately took over the conversation, giving Qiao Xuefei a soft rebuff. Having received the commander's support, Zhao Yedong went into full offensive mode, recounting Zhang Xiaolong's contributions one by one, case by case. He even detailed the matter of Zhang Xiaolong disregarding his own safety to go alone to Black Bear Gully, venturing dozens of miles into the deep mountain forest to rescue the Guard Regiment soldier, Xiongwei. He only skipped the part about the old commander thanking Zhang Xiaolong. After all, when it came to matters involving the old commander, Zhao Yedong didn't dare to talk carelessly. Even Qin Jingyang, the commander, didn't know about this matter. "Commander, Director Li, everything I said is true. Not a single word is false. If you don't believe it, you can call the Anping County Police Bureau right now and ask." Zhao Yedong said so much in one breath, and the resentment in his heart was mostly vented. His gaze toward Qiao Shuifei was full of contempt and disdain. Li Weimin's chest heaved violently as he stared at Qiao Shuifei with wide, angry eyes. The fire of his rage was almost tangible, making Qiao Shuifei feel as if he were about to be burned. Qin Jingyang was somewhat surprised. He hadn't expected Comrade Zhang Xiaolong to be so outstanding, not only entering the mountains alone to rescue Xiong Wei of the army, but also achieving these great contributions that were enough to cause a sensation throughout the entire prefecture. Such a rare and exceptional talent was actually kept unknown to the director of the police bureau because of some people's jealousy. Director Li, such an outstanding and highly capable comrade, really makes me, Qin Jingyang, envious. If your police bureau doesn't appreciate Comrade Zhang Xiaolong, our military subdistrict is very keen on him. Our military subdistrict lacks excellent comrades like Zhang Xiaolong the most. Chapter 393, Capturing 8 Silly Roe Deer. I made a fool of myself in front of Commander Qin. It was my own negligence in my work. My understanding of the subordinate police bureaus was not comprehensive or deep enough. That is what led to today's situation. For a good comrade like Zhang Xiaolong, our Anyang Prefecture Police Bureau will definitely place him in an important position. Li Weimin tried his best to suppress the anger in his heart, forcing out a smile as he spoke. Director Li, I just remembered that I have an important matter to attend to in a moment, so I won't be able to accompany you further. Qin Jingyang stood up. The meaning in his words was very clear. He was seeing them out. Li Weimin felt even more embarrassed, but things had already come to this. Who could he blame but himself for bringing someone like Qiao Shuifei? They had offended someone over a single disagreement. He didn't know if the request for the military's help could still be successful. This was a task assigned by the prefecture leadership, and he didn't dare to avoid it. Thus, Li Weimin could only bite the bullet and say, "Commander Qin, about the military subdistrict sending people to assist." "Ahem, Director Li, I'm running out of time and must leave immediately. Yedong, help me see Director Li out." Qin Jingyang spoke with a serious expression, then turned and left the canteen without giving Li Weimin any face at all. "Yes, Commander." "Safe travels, Commander." Zhao Yedong accepted the order and said, "Director Li, this way, please." Li Weimin was, after all, the secretary of the Political and Legal Affairs Commission of Anyang Prefecture. When had he ever received such treatment? Compared to the courteous reception of 10 minutes ago, this was like the difference between heaven and earth, or clouds and mud. The sudden shift between these two situations seemed to be entirely because of Zhang Xiaolong, whom he had never even met. The military subdistrict's transcendent and detached status meant Li Weimin didn't dare express any dissatisfaction. Moreover, he was here to ask for a favor. Li Weimin continued to control his emotions, maintaining a forced smile as he said, "Regiment Commander Zhao, about what Commander Qin promised just now." He already felt the matter was going to fail, but he still hadn't given up hope. Zhao Yedong glanced at Qiao Shuifei and sneered. "Our commander only showed you hospitality out of respect for Comrade Zhang Xiaolong, who saved the soldiers of our military subdistrict. Also, since you treat a meritorious comrade in such a manner, our military subdistrict finds it truly contemptible. Let's just forget about the previous matter." After saying that, he walked to the door and made a gesture with his right hand to see them out, not saying another word. Things had reached this point. There was no use saying more. With a stiff smile on his face, Li Weimin nodded and was the first to walk out of the canteen. Qian Sudong, Qiao Shuifei, and the others followed him out. A discussion about assisting in the capture of criminals, which had been going so well, ended abruptly just like that. deep in the mountains within Black Bear Gully. Zhang Xiaolong had no idea that he, an outsider, had triggered such unpleasantness between the military subdistrict and the prefecture police bureau. At this moment, he was staring intently into the forest, where 7 or 8 silly road deer were focused on grazing with their heads down. These silly road deer were first discovered by Come Fortune. With a wave of Zhang Xiaolong's right hand, the beast pets, who had long been impatient, immediately split into 2 groups and quietly surrounded them. In the past, Zhang Xiaolong would have had to think about a strategy to prevent the road deer from escaping. But now it wasn't necessary. After all, there were only 8 silly road deer, far outnumbered by his own beast pets. With such a luxurious lineup of 18 wolf pets and 2 tiger pets, why would he, the master, need to take action? The beast pets were very fast and coordinated with extreme tacit understanding, silently surrounding the 8 silly road deer. The encirclement formed by the 20 beast pets left almost no gaps. Although the silly road deer were foolish, they also sensed the aura of danger. When they tried to run, every escape route was blocked by wolves larger than themselves or tigers several times their size. Now, it was the silly road deer's turn to be dumbfounded. This is quite interesting. The silly road deer just standing still. Zhang Xiaolong found it amusing. He walked quickly into the encirclement and reached out to touch a silly road deer. That silly road deer remained motionless. It was unclear if it was scared witless or if its reaction time was just slow. Good fellow, I didn't expect such a good thing. As soon as Zhang Xiaolong's hand touched the silly road deer's fur, it was taken into the second level of the space. Whoa, it worked. He couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. Following the same method, the remaining 7 silly road deer were taken into the space one by one. Haha, my space's species list now includes silly road deer. It's just that the number is still relatively small. Come Fortune, we can't be proud. We must keep up the good work and strive to catch more silly road deer in the future. Then, once the herd of silly road deer grows larger, we'll achieve silly road deer freedom. Woof woof. Come Fortune grinned, his large tongue wanting to lick his master's hand, but then he consciously pulled it back. In the past, he had received many slaps from his master for this. After all, although he was a dog, his tongue had many small barbs and prickles on it. Zhang Xiaolong looked at the time. It was already 1:30 p.m. If he didn't leave the mountains soon, Xiong and the others might get worried. All right, it's getting late. Let's head back. 2 hours later, they arrived at the edge of the mountain forest. Zhang Xiaolong used his spatial power to process a muntjac. He took out a large piece of hind leg meat, weighing about 7 or 8 catties, to give to his aunt's family later. Then he took out 9 wild chickens and 6 wild rabbits to divide among Xiong and the others. Xiong and the other 4 were each sitting on their 3-wheeled motorcycles with sidecars, smoking and chatting idly, while their eyes remained fixed on the direction of the mountain. That's... Xiaolong is out. Xiong had better eyesight and was the first to see Zhang Xiaolong's figure. He jumped off his motorcycle and threw his cigarette, but to the ground, stomping it out. You guys, don't forget to put out your cigarettes. Don't let me get scolded by Xiaolong, because of you. We know, Brother Lei. Don't worry. We know the rules. The others also got off their vehicles one after another and spoke with serious expressions. Soon, Zhang Xiaolong walked over and handed the game to Xiong saying, "Weigh these, then divide them up. Sure thing, you go ahead and rest in the vehicle. Just leave this to me." Xiong had already prepared a scale and nimbly weighed the game. "Xiaolong, it's 51 caddies in total. I'll give you the money." Zhang Xiaolong casually put the money Xiong handed him into his pocket and said, "Take me to my aunt's house first, then to the police family courtyard." Understood. Xiong happily divided the wild chickens and wild rabbits among the men. As for the money, they would settle the accounts with each other when they had time. After all, in comparison, serving Zhang Xiaolong well was the most important thing. The roar of the 5 3-wheeled motorcycles with sidecars passing by sounded even louder in the quiet area of Black Bear Gully. Chapter 394. Delivering Skewers to the Sisters. After entering the city, the group split up and went their separate ways. Zhang Xiaolong arrived at his aunt's house, left the muntjac meat, and departed, only cautioning them not to eat too much or they wouldn't be able to sleep. Upon reaching the police bureau family compound, Zhang Xiaolong told Xiong to continue waiting at the old spot tomorrow. He returned home around 5:20 p.m., just before Ninth Sister and the others came back. Zhang Xiaolong began preparing dinner. He had all the ingredients and picked a few items to start cooking. Li Qian and Jiu Feng arrived home right on time. Dinner wasn't ready yet, and though Li Qian offered to help, Zhang Xiaolong politely declined and told them to go read for a while. He would call them over to eat once the meal was ready. By 6 p.m., the sky was still bright, and the food was done. Ninth Sister, Sister Qian, dinner's ready. Little brother, we're coming. Zhang Xiaolong had prepared 4 dishes and a soup today, consisting of both meat and vegetables. Today's meal is so lavish again. Jiu Feng had been reviewing her lessons all day and had eaten lunch with several teachers. The food then had been relatively poor in comparison. However, the teachers were still very satisfied. Zhang Xiaolong had sent them rice and some vegetables, and occasionally he would have Ninth Sister bring them some game. Compared to what they usually ate, such meals were as good as they could possibly get. Ninth Sister, Sister Qian, eat more. Studying is very mentally taxing. You especially need to replenish your nutrition, Zhang Xiaolong said as he served them some food. Thank you, little brother. Thank you, Captain Zhang. The meal was enjoyed in a harmonious atmosphere. After dinner, Li Qian insisted on washing the dishes. Zhang Xiaolong communicated with his eagle pet using his thoughts. There was still no unusual activity at the agricultural machinery factory. The calmer it was, the more worried Zhang Xiaolong became. This group of enemy agents was plotting something big. Moreover, they were so cautious and prudent. These were no ordinary enemy agents. Before leaving, Li Qian brewed a cup of tea for Zhang Xiaolong to aid his digestion. Seeing him sitting there with a furrowed brow, seemingly deep in thought, she didn't disturb him. Li Qian placed the teacup in front of him and quietly closed the door as she left. Zhang Xiaolong thought for a while, but couldn't make sense of things for the moment. So he shook his head and stopped thinking about it. Feeling a bit thirsty, he was about to get up to pour some water when he noticed the tea already brewed in the cup before him. Zhang Xiaolong was slightly surprised for a moment. He reached out, picked up the cup, and took a sip. The temperature was perfect, just right for drinking. This must be the tea Sister Qian brewed for me. I didn't even notice. He had been so engrossed in his thoughts and was in his own home, so he felt a bit rude for letting someone else brew tea for him without even saying thank you. Then again, Sister Qian really knew how to take care of people. After finishing the tea, Zhang Xiaolong set down the cup, went into his bedroom, and closed the door behind him. Then, with a thought, he returned to his space. The little golden snub-nosed monkey immediately came hopping over, hugged its master's leg, and climbed up, nourished by the spiritual qi pond water. It had grown a bit, and its movements had become much more agile. Are you hungry? Have an orange. An orange appeared out of thin air in Zhang Xiaolong's hand, and he gave it to the little golden snub-nosed monkey. The little golden snub-nosed monkey caught the orange and chirped excitedly. No need for thanks. Eat up and grow quickly. In the future, I'll have to rely on you to gather pine cones in the mountains. As Zhang Xiaolong spoke, he doted on it by stroking its fuzzy little head. The little golden snub-nosed monkey nodded repeatedly, peeled the orange, and began eating with great relish. So those videos I saw were true. Most of you golden snub-nosed monkeys prefer to eat the peel first before the flesh. That's unlike us humans. We only eat the flesh inside. After playing with the little golden snub-nosed monkey for a while, Zhang Xiaolong put it back. Although the little fellow had grown, it still needed a lot of sleep. Most mammal infants were like this. Using his intent, he quickly finished tidying the space and then found an open area in the first layer of the space. In this open area, he used dozens of bricks to construct a simple grill shape. Zhang Xiaolong had been thinking about this since the barbecue last night. Moving a cast-iron pot downstairs to barbecue every day was too inconvenient, and it easily attracted onlookers from the neighborhood. He might as well set up a simple grill in the space. That way, he could barbecue here and then deliver the skewers to 6th sister, 7th sister, 8th sister, and his aunt. Ha ha! This barbecue grill is indeed a bit simple, but its advantage lies in being convenient and practical. Since I'm barbecuing in the space, there's plenty of room and no one will see, so it doesn't matter if it looks ugly. After the bricks were laid, Zhang Xiaolong got some water and soil from near the pond. He stirred them vigorously with a stick into a slurry and applied it evenly to the inside and outside of the brick grill. This time, Zhang Xiaolong did not use spatial power to evaporate the slurry. Instead, he used firewood to ignite coal and place the coal into the grill. This way, the baked mud would become even harder, and it wouldn't just fall off easily. Meanwhile, Zhang Xiaolong sliced some muntjac meat and threaded it onto skewers. There were all kinds of seasonings in the space, enough for his barbecue needs. In the stove, he stewed a hen. A hen weighing over 2 caddies was enough for his 3 sisters. With the skewers specially prepared for them as a late-night snack, there was no problem with them getting their fill. Over an hour later, the chicken soup and skewers were ready. Zhang Xiaolong left the police bureau family compound, got on his bicycle, and disappeared into the vast night. He wouldn't go to his aunt's house. They had been eating game for the past 2 days, so they wouldn't be craving meat. I'll head to the thermal power plant first. With this thought, Zhang Xiaolong cycled toward the power plant. North Liaoning was different from the south. Midsummer days were indeed very hot, but by nightfall, it wasn't nearly as bad. The current temperature was just over 20 degrees Celsius. Riding a bicycle and enjoying the cool night breeze was quite pleasant. Hello, comrade Zhang Xiaolong. Welcome, welcome. Li Jinshan, the security section chief of the power plant, was on duty. From a distance, he saw someone cycling toward the factory gate. He instantly became alert, but as Zhang Xiaolong drew closer, he recognized him as the factory's great benefactor. Comrade Zhang Xiaolong, here, have a cigarette. Thank you, section chiefly, but I don't smoke. It's been a few days since we last met, hasn't it? Zhang Xiaolong braked, and the bicycle came to a steady stop in front of Li Jinshan. He pulled a pack of cigarettes out of his own pocket. It was an unopened pack of Hongtashin that Chun Ming had given him last time. Chapter 395. Six-figure savings are still far away. Section chiefly. Take this pack of cigarettes to smoke. Zhang Xiaolong stuffed the cigarettes over. 7th sister and 8th sister worked at the power plant and received a lot of care from everyone in the factory. Especially the security section and the purchasing section, they took even better care of his 2 sisters. Zhang Xiaolong had heard them mention that every time benefits were distributed or when they went to the cafeteria to eat, there would always be a colleague from one of these 2 sections helping them queue for food or delivering the benefits to their dormitory. This certainly couldn't have happened without the support of Li Jinshan, the head of the security section. Hey, no, I can't take it. Li Jinshan hurriedly retreated, trying to avoid it. His mind was clear. He hadn't given his benefactor any cigarettes, so how could he turn around and take his benefactors? The only reason he could steadily hold his position as section chief of the security section until now was because Zhang Xiaolong had timely prevented the dynamite explosion and captured the enemy agents. Otherwise, Li Jinshan wouldn't know where he would be right now. Perhaps killed in the explosion by the enemy agents, or perhaps forced to leave the power plant to take responsibility. In any case, he wouldn't still be sitting in the position of the head of the security section. Therefore, Li Jinshan completely regarded Zhang Xiaolong as his great benefactor. Not just him, but the other leaders and workers, the vast majority thought the same. Section chiefly, are you looking down on me? Or are you looking down on this pack of cigarettes? Zhang Xiaolong directly used his trump card, cornering Li Jinshan with a single sentence. I'm not. Really? With a bitter face, Li Jinshan watched as Zhang Xiaolong placed the cigarettes in his hand and patted his shoulder. He didn't dare follow that line of conversation. What did he mean, looking down on Zhang Xiaolong? If this got out, how could he continue to get by in the factory? Not to mention that the leaders would drag him over for a verbal lashing in turns. Even the workers in the factory would point at his back and curse him out. Section chiefly, we can be considered friends now. No need to sweat the details. Besides, my two sisters are in your factory, and they've troubled you plenty. Don't you agree? Those are all small matters. Rest assured, as long as I, Li Jinshan, am still at the power plant, I guarantee I will provide all possible help. I won't let 7th Phoenix and 8th Phoenix be bullied. Then I'll have to trouble you. Section chiefly, do you have some time right now? Of course. Just say the word. I want to go see my sisters. It's almost 8 o'clock now, and it's not very convenient to go to the female comrades' dormitory alone. So, I'll have to trouble you, the head of the security section, to accompany me. No problem. Let's head over now. As comrades of the security section, they could patrol outside the female comrades' dormitory, but under normal circumstances, they couldn't enter the interior. As for other male comrades, in principle, they were not allowed to approach at will during the night. Zhang Xiaolong was quite familiar with these regulations. After all, Sixth Sister was the first to enter the city to work at the steel rolling mill. He had been there so many times, so he naturally knew the details very well. The two talked along the way and soon reached their destination. Comrade Xiaolong, go ahead and knock. I'll wait for you outside. All right, I'll deliver some things and be back quickly. Zhang Xiaolong parked his bicycle and took down several aluminum lunchboxes from the basket. 2 of the lunchboxes contained chicken soup, while the other held meat skewers that had been pulled off wooden sticks. These dormitories were rows of tiled houses, so there was no need to climb stairs. Zhang Xiaolong walked up to one of the dormitories, knocked on the door, and said, "Seventh Sister, it's Xiaolong." The lights in the dormitory were not yet out, and the sound of talking could be faintly heard inside. Upon hearing the knock, the joyful cheers of 7th Phoenix and 8th Phoenix came from inside. "Haha, little brother is here. Little brother, wait a moment. We'll be ready in a second." After a rustling sound, the door was opened. The 7th Phoenix sisters stood on either side, each grabbing one of their younger brother's arms. "Little brother, you seem to have gotten thinner again. Is everything okay at home? Is Grandma's health any better?" Zhang Xiaolong patiently answered them one by one. "Sisters, this is some hen soup I brewed for you, and some grilled meat skewers. Take them inside and eat. Let me take the lunchboxes back. I'll have to use them to bring you more next time." Gurgle. Hearing there was meat to eat, 7th Phoenix's stomach growled embarrassingly. Zhang Xiaolong didn't tease her. He just urged them to go into the dormitory to drink the soup and eat the meat. 20 minutes later, Zhang Xiaolong took the empty lunchboxes and rushed to the steel rolling mill. At the steel rolling mill, he also moved without hindrance, and in the end, he was even held up by Qin Ming for a long conversation before being allowed to leave. Having finished all this, it was already 10:20 p.m. by the time he returned home. Zhang Xiaolong took a shower under the spiritual energy waterfall and checked on the Polygonum multiflorum he had planted. The growth looks great. Looking at these flowers, it seems they're about to produce seeds. Good heavens, once this batch of flowers withers, how many seeds will they produce? My little spirit medicine field might not even be enough to plant them all. I'll store some seeds first. Planting 100 or so Polygonum multiflorum plants will be enough. After washing up, Zhang Xiaolong lay on the stone bed and thought about the button compass again. I found this compass on the 14th of this month. It's already July 18th. Wait, no. It'll be July 19th in half an hour. Could it be that the enemy agents have changed their target again? Thinking of this, Zhang Xiaolong couldn't sleep and sat up from the bed. If that's really the case, haven't I been waiting in vain all these days? Thinking about it makes my head hurt. Zhang Xiaolong couldn't sleep for the moment, so he decided to tidy up the money he had earned these past few days. This is the final payment for the previous 10,000 corn cobs, 1,600 yuan. The money from selling fruit at the South City black market. I should have gone 3 times in total, over 700 each time. The wolves and other game sold to Jinshi restaurant, plus 1,000 watermelons on consignment, 7,985 yuan. Lin Fei from the Grain Bureau purchased 600 watermelons for 3,000 yuan. Xiong Lei and the others purchased game from me. Let's call it 500 yuan for the 2 times. Well, excluding all the small change under 100, the total income is 15,100 yuan. Adding the 49,000 yuan I saved up, it's a total of 64,100 yuan. I haven't reached 6 figures yet. I still need to keep working hard. Compared to Su Yinin's family, where one factory can earn over 2 million Hong Kong dollars a year, I'm still far behind. Zhang Xiaolong put the money in the cabinet and lay back down on the stone bed. After a while, with his mind cleared, Zhang Xiaolong drifted off to sleep. At the same time, far away in the Shunli commune, Zhang Baogui was suffering from insomnia.